Oh, your thing, Kanai, just suddenly started crackling again. As soon as you did something, then it crackled.
Is it all right now?
Yeah, you might have to keep it on. It might, I don't know. As soon as you
Well,
turned
it's
it off,
all
it
right.
crackled.
It only happened when he turned it off and then it
Okay,
stopped.
okay, okay. We'll tell you if it happens.
Is it okay now?
Seems to be, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay. Gurave Gaurachandraya Rathikai Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. So, section 23, Digbijay Parva. This section has 191 shlokas and 7 chapters. The word Digvijay means the conquest of the directions, that is, the conquest of the world. This section is therefore about the conquest undertaken by the Pandavas. So the text begins. Vaishampayana said, Partha had obtained the supreme bow. That's obviously Arjuna. 2 inexhaustible quivers, the chariot, the flag, and the Shabha. He told Yudhisthira, O king, I have the bow, weapons, arrows, valor, allies, land, fame, and strength, and whatever men desire and find difficult to obtain. O supreme among kings, I think we should act so as to extend our treasury. I wish to make other kings pay us tribute. On an auspicious day, moment, and nakshatra, I will set out to conquer the region protected by Dhanada, another name of Kuvera. On hearing Dhananjaya, Dharmaraja Yudhisthira replied in words that were soft and grave. O bull among the Bharata lineage, go, but only after Brahmanas have uttered benedictions on you, so that our well-wishers may be delighted and our enemies immersed in grief. O Partha, your victory is certain. Your desires will undoubtedly be fulfilled. Having heard this, Partha set out with a large army. He set out on the divine chariot, performer of extraordinary deeds, given by Agni. In similar fashion, Bhimasena and the twins, bulls among men, also worshipped Dharmaraja and set out with their armies. The son of the one who vanquished Paka, that's Arjuna, son of Indra, conquered all the regions protected by the Lord of Wealth, Kubera. Bhimasena, the east, Sahadeva, the south, and Nakula, skilled in the use of weapons, conquered the west. O king, Dharmaraja Yudhisthira remained in Kandavaprastha. Janamejaya said, O Brahmin, please tell me in great detail the directions of their conquests, because I never tire of hearing about the great characteristics of my ancestors. Vaishampayana said, the sons of Pritha conquered the earth at the same time. I will first tell you about Dhananjaya's conquest. With great force, the mighty-armed Dhananjaya first conquered the kings of the land of Kuninda. After conquering the Anartas, Kalakutas, and Kunindas, he placed Sumandala, the conqueror of evil, in charge of the rear of his army. O king, together with him, Savyasati, the scorcher of enemies, vanquished the land of Shakala, and King Prativindya, the king of Shakala. Shakala was one of the 7 regions, and there was a tumultuous battle between Arjuna and the armies of the king of Shakala. O bull among the Bharata lineage, after defeating all of them, the mighty archer attacked Pragjyotish, O Lord of the earth, there was a mighty king named Bhagadatta there, and the great-souled Pandava fought a great battle with him. Pragjyotish was surrounded by Kiratas, Chinas, and many other warriors who lived along the shores of the ocean. Having continuously fought with Dhananjaya for 8 days, and finding him to be still untiring on the field of battle, the king smilingly said, O mighty armed one, O descendant of the Kuru lineage, O son of the chastiser of Paka, this blazing valor in battle is appropriate for you. O son, I am a friend of Indra, the god of the gods, and can withstand Shakra in battle. But I cannot withstand you in battle. O Pandava, what is it that you want? What can I do for you? O mighty armed one, O son, tell me, I will do what you wish. Arjuna replied, King Yudhishthira, the son of Dharma, is a bull among the Kurus. I wish that he may become the sovereign and others pay him tribute. You are my father's friend and have been affectionate towards me too. Therefore, I cannot command you. Please pay it happily. Bhagadatta said, O son of Kunti, you are to me the way King Yudhishthira is. I will do all that. Or what else can I do for you? 249. Vaishampayana said, having thus conquered him, Kunti's son, the mighty armed Dhananjaya, then went towards the north, protected by the Lord of Riches, Kubera. Kaunteya, bull among men, conquered the inner mountains, the outer mountains, and the upper mountains. Having conquered all the mountains and all the kings who lived there, he brought them under his sway and extracted riches from all of them. O king, having won the riches and the loyalty of those kings, he marched with them against Brihanta, who lived in Kuluta. The earth trembled with the sound of his supreme drums, the clatter of the edges of his chariot wheels, and the roar of his elephants. The young Brihanta came out from his city with a fourfold army to do battle with Pandava. The battle between Brihanta and Dhananjaya was a great one. But Brihanta was unable to withstand Pandava's valor. Realizing that Kaunteya could not be beaten down, the Lord of the Mountains, whose intelligence was limited, brought him all his riches. O king, having established the kingdom, he set out with Kuluta and swiftly threw Senabindu out of his kingdom. He then subjugated Modapura, Vamadeva, Sudamana, Samkula, and northern Kulutas and other kings, their kings. O king, having brought those men under Dharmaraja's rule, Dhananjaya then conquered 5 countries. On arriving in Diva Prastha, Senabindu's great capital, the Lord set up a base there with his fourfold army. Surrounded by them, that bull among men marched against King Vishwagashva Paurava. O king, after conquering in battle the brave warriors from the mountains, he used his flag-bearing troops to subjugate the city protected by Paurava. After vanquishing Paurava, Pandava defeated the 7 mountain-dwelling Dacoit tribes known as Utsava Samketa. Then that bull among Kshatriyas defeated the valorous Kshatriyas from Kashmir and Lohita, using 10 circling armies. O king, Kaunteya then took on the Trigartas, the Darbas, the Kokanadas, and many other Kshatriyas who attacked him collectively. The descendant of the Kuru lineage then conquered the charming city of Abhisari and defeated in battle Rochamana, who lived in Urasha. The son of the chastiser of Paka then conquered beautiful Singhapur, protected by Chitrayudhasura. Then Kiriti, Arjuna, full among the Pandavas and descendant of the Kuru lineage, conquered Shumas and the Cholas with his entire army. The descendant of the Kuru lineage then conquered Ballika with supreme valor. They were difficult to defeat, so there was a great battle. Falgu, Arjuna, Pandava, the son of the chastiser of Paka, then took a select force and defeated Daradas and Kambojas. The Lord then defeated the bandits who lived towards the northeast and those who live in the forests. Thereafter, the son of the chastiser of Paka subjugated the Lohas, the superior Kambojas, and the northern Rishikas. The battle in Rishika between the superior Rishikas and Partha was a fearful one, like the battle known as Taraka Maya. O king, after defeating the Rishikas in the field of battle, he extracted 8 horses that had the color of parrots abreast. There were some others that had colors of peacocks, and still others that had both colors. Having thus conquered in battle the Himalaya and Nishkuta mountains, the bull among men arrived at the White Mountains and began to live there. That 25, Tarakamaya, a famous battle between the gods and the demons. It took place after Chandra, the moon, abducted Tara, the wife of Brihaspati. End of footnote. 250. Vaishampayana said, O descendant of the Bharata lineage, after having crossed the White Mountains, the brave one arrived at the land where the King Purushas lived. They were protected by Drumaputra. There was a great battle in which many Kshatriyas were slain. The best of the Pandavas won an extracted tribute. The son of the chastiser of Paka used his army and determination to conquer the region known as Hataka, protected by Guyaka. Having won them over with conciliation, he set his eyes on the supreme lake Manasa. He also saw all the places sacred to the rishis. On reaching Manasa, the Lord Pandava conquered the regions around Hataka protected by the Gandharvas. As tribute, he obtained from the city of the Gandharvas supreme horses that were the color of partridges and speckled, with eyes like those of frogs. Pandava, son of the chastiser of Paka, then arrived at the northern country of Harivarsha and wished to conquer it too. On seeing him, some doorkeepers appeared. They were giant in form, great in valor, and immense in strength. They smilingly told him, O Partha, you are incapable of conquering this city in any way. O Achyuta, footnote, one who has no decay, a name usually used for Krishna, end of footnote. If you desire your own welfare, turn back. You already have enough. Any human who enters this city must certainly die. O valorous one, we are pleased with you. Your conquests are already many. O Arjuna, nothing can be seen here that is left for you to conquer. This is the land of the northern Kurus, and there cannot be any wars here. O Kaunteya, even if you enter, you will not be able to see anything. Nothing that is here can be seen with human eyes. O tiger among men, O descendant of the Bharata lineage, however, if there is anything else that you wish, please tell us, and we will do your bidding. Having been thus addressed, Arjuna, son of the chastiser of Paka, said, that name, the chastiser of Paka is Indran, and his name is Pakashashana. So he said, I wish that the intelligent Dharmaraja should become an emperor. I shall not enter this land if it is restricted to humans, but let something be given by you as tribute to Yudhisthira. Then they gave him divine garments, divine ornaments, and divine hides and skins as tribute. Thus did that tiger among men, conqueror of the northern regions, he fought many great battles with Kshatriyas and also with bandits. Having conquered those kings, he extracted tribute from them and obtained a lot of riches and many jewels, together with horses that had the colour of partridges, were speckled, or had the colour of parrot feathers, or those of peacocks. They were all as swift as the wind, O king. Surrounded by a gigantic fourfold army, the brave one returned again to the supreme city of Shakraprashta. So it's also, so Indraprastha is also called Kandavaprastha and Shakraprashta because Shakra is another name for Indra. So Shakraprashta is what we would know as Indraprastha. So I'll let someone else take over from there. Anyone there?
Taurus. Is Matura there? I don't know.
Matura, where are you?
I can keep going if you want.
Yeah, no, go you go a bit more, Madan, and then I'll go, it seems like you
All
just started.
Okay.
Go a bit more.
251.
Yeah.
Chapter 251. Vaishampayana said, at the same time, the valorous Bhimasena took his leave from Dharmaraja and left for the eastern direction. That tiger among the Bharata lineage had with him a great circle of forces capable of oppressing the enemy's kingdom. He marched out to increase the enemy's sorrow. Pandava, tiger among kings, first went to the city of Panchala and used various means of conciliation to win the Panchalas over. Then that valorous one, bull among men, defeated the Gandakis and the Videhas, and after some time went on to Dasharna. There, King Sudharma of Dasharna performed a feat that makes one's hair stand up. He had a great duel with Bhima without any weapons. On witnessing this deed, Bhimasena, the scorcher of enemies, made the immensely strong Sudharma the supreme general. O king, Bhima, terrible in valor, then marched towards the east, and that large army seemed to make the earth tremble. O king, that warrior, strongest among the strong, defeated in battle Rochamana, the lord of Ashwamedha, and his younger brother. Without exerting terrible force in vanquishing him, the immensely valorous Kaunteya, descendant of the Kuru lineage, then conquered the eastern regions. He then went south to the great city of the Pulindas and conquered Sukumara and Sumitra, the lord of men. O Janamejaya, then, on Dharmaraja's command, that bull among the Bharata lineage advanced on the immensely brave Shishupala. Having heard of Pandava's intention, the king of Chedi, Shishupal, the scorcher of enemies, came out of his city and welcomed him. O great king, when the bulls among the Kuru and Chedi lineages met, they asked about the welfare of each other's lineage. O lord of the people, the king of Chedi then smilingly offered his kingdom and told Bhima, O unblemished one, what do you wish to do? Bhima then told him about Dharmaraja's wish, and that lord of men acted accordingly. O king, Bhima spent 30 nights there as Shishupala's guest. After that, he left with his army and his mounts. 252. Vaishampayana said, then that destroyer of enemies vanquished Kumara Shrenimana and Brihadbala, the lord of Koshala. In Ayodhya, the best of the Pandavas defeated, without having to perform very terrible deeds, the righteous and extremely strong Dirgha Pragya. The Lord then subjugated the land of Gopalakacha, the northern Sotamas, and the king, who was the lord of the Mallas. Along the slopes of the Himalayas, the powerful one then ran into Jaradgava in a short while, brought the entire country under his power. The bull among men defeated many countries in this fashion and conquered Unnata and the mountains of Kukshimanta. Pandava, great in valor and supreme among those who are strong, defeated in battle Subandhu, the king of Kashi, one who never retreated from battle. The mighty armed Bhima, terrible in deeds and bull among the Pandavas, used his power to conquer Krata, lord of the kings of the region of Suparshva, in battle. Then he conquered the immensely energetic Matsyas, the immensely strong Malayas, the invincible Gayas, and all the lands with animals everywhere. The mighty armed one repulsed Mardavika and Mahidara, and having marched towards the north, conquered the foothills. The strong Kaunteya used his strength to defeat the land of the Vatsas, the lord of the Bharagas, the lord of Nishadas, and many other owners of the land, led by Maniman. Pandava Bhima then conquered the southern Mallas and Bhogavanta, without having to expend terrible effort. The Lord, the tiger among men, used conciliation without the need for terrible deeds to win over the Sharmakas and the Varmakasa and King Janaka of Videha, the Lord of the earth. Spending time in Videha, Kaunteya Pandava defeated the 7 lords of the Kiratas in the region around Mount Indra. After that, the valorous Kaunteya defeated the Shumas and the eastern Shumas in battle and marched on towards Magadha. Defeating Danda and Dandadara and many kings, he attacked Girivraja with all of them on his side. O king, having subjugated Jarasanda's son and extracted tribute from him, the powerful one marched with all of them against Karna. Footnote: Karna was the king of Anga, of course. The earth trembled with his 4-fold army. The best of the Pandavas fought with Karna, the destroyer of enemies. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, he vanquished Karna in battle and brought him under his sway. He then defeated the powerful kings who lived in the mountains. Later, in the great battle, using only the strength of his arms, Pandava defeated the immensely strong Modagiri. O king, he then defeated the immensely strong and brave Vasudeva, the king of Pondra, the immensely energetic king who dwelt in the marshes along the Kaushiki. Both these warriors were terrible in valor and were surrounded by large armies. O great king, he then attacked the king of Vanga. He vanquished Samudrasena and King Chandrasena, the king of Tamralipta, and Kacha, the ruler of Vanga. The bull among the Bharata lineage conquered the ruler of Shumas, all those who lived along the ocean, and all the Mlechas. Having thus conquered many countries and extracting riches from them, Pandava's powerful son then reached the Lohitya. He extracted tributes and riches of all kinds from all the kings of the Mlechas who lived in islands in the ocean: sandalwood, aloe, garments, the best of gems and pearls, gold, silver, diamonds, and priceless coral. They showered the Pandava, whose spirit was boundless, with great riches that amounted to hundreds of millions. Returning to Indraprastha, Bhima, the terrible in valor, tendered all those riches to Dharmaraja. Now I'll stop. Mathura, you there?
Yeah, I'm coming here.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself then.
Yeah, no. Here I am. Okay. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
It's nobody messes around with Beamer, do
The
they?
scale of it all is immense, isn't it? The scale of it all
I
is
mean,
really
it's just
immense.
and just with his arms,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like talk about
Mm.
heroic valor
Yeah.
and strength, and
And
For
because
those
they're
who are
already
interested,
famous. Hmm?
for those who are interested, I put a couple maps in the WhatsApp so you
Okay.
can, as the reading's going on, you can see exactly
Yeah,
all those regions that are being spoken about.
thank you very
yeah,
much.
yeah. See that? I can see that. It's looking really good.
So
Okay.
that's why later on, or in use when in the Battle of Kurukshetra and stuff, they're known. Well, how did they become such famous warriors before that? By doing
Who?
this
The
kind of
Pandavas
thing.
or all of them? Just
Well, the Pandavas mostly, but all of them.
all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
That's how they became so great by all these conquests they achieved.
Mm.
Beamer, you might want to be a bit more discreet because it might be recorded and then copied.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
that's all. Okay, so I'm going to carry on. Vaisham 253, page chapter 28 of the Digvijoy Parva.
Yes.
Vaishampayana said, in similar fashion, after worshipping Dharmaraj, Sahadev left for the south with a large army. The Lord first conquered the entire land of the Shurusenas. The descendant of the Kuru lineage, supreme among powerful ones, then subjugated the king of Matsya in a great battle. In a great battle, he defeated Dantavakra, emperor among kings. Having forced him to pay tribute, he restored the throne to him. He then vanquished Sukumara and King Sumitra and conquered the other Matsyas and the Bhattacharyas. The illustrious one swiftly conquered the country of the Nishadas and the Goshringa, supreme among mountains. Then he defeated King Srinimana. After conquering the new country, he marched against Kunti Boja and he happily accepted the suzerainty. On the banks of the Chanmanvati, he encountered King Jambaka's son, who had earlier been defeated by Vasudev because of an earlier enmity. O descendant of the Mahabharata lineage, he instantly engaged in a battle with Boja and, having defeated him, marched towards the south. Having extracted tribute and many riches from them, he took all these and advanced towards the Narmada. Okay. Who has been to the Narmada? Narmade Ha. The powerful and valorous son of the Ashwins defeated in battle Vinda and Anuvinda from Avanti, who were surrounded by large armies. Having extracted riches from them, he advanced towards the city of Mahishmati. What does it say? Okay, I won't read all the footnotes. The powerful Pandava Shahadev, bull among men, engaged in battle King Nila there. The great battle struck terror in the hearts of the fearful. It destroyed armies and threatened life. The illustrious god Fire provided succor to his enemy. Horses, chariots, elephants, soldiers, and armor from Sahadev's army was seen to be blazing. The mind of the descendant of the Kuru lineage was bewildered. O Jamnijaya, he was capable of giving a fitting reply. Jamnijaya asked, why did the illustrious Agni become Sahadev's adversary in war? O Brahmana, he was seeking to accomplish a sacrifice. Vaishampaya replied, it is said that the illustrious god of fire lived in Mahishmati and was once caught in an act of adultery. In earlier times, after he had sported himself as he willed in the disguise of a Brahmana, he was brought before King Nila. The virtuous king ordered him to be punished in accordance with the sacred text, and the illustrious fire god blazed up in anger. On seeing this, the king was surprised and bowed his head before the wise one. At this, the illustrious fire god bestowed his favours on the king. The one who achieves the end of all sacrifices offered a boon to the king, and the Lord of the Earth asked for the boon that his forces might always be free from fear. O king, ever since then, whenever ignorant kings have tried to conquer that city, they have been consumed instantly by the fire. O extender of the Kuru lineage, from that day the women from the city of Mahishmati became unacceptable. Because of Agni's boon, the women could no longer be restricted. They are their own mistresses, oi, and act as they will. The supreme among men, O great king, from that day, out of fear of Agni, all kings have avoided that kingdom. O king, the virtuous Sahadev saw that his soldiers were engulfed in fear and surrounded by the fire. They trembled like a mountain. He touched water and made himself pure, and then spoke to Pavaka. O Pavaka, O one with the black trails, I worship you, and it is for your sake that I have undertaken this task. Sorry, who was Tavaka? Only Pavaka. Okay.
Pavaka is the fire. That's why
Oh,
you with the black trails.
okay. I just got a bit. Okay, okay. Thank you. O Pavaka, one with the black trails, I worship you, and it is for your sake that I have undertaken this task. You are the mouth of the gods. You are the sacrifice. You purify, and you are the purifier. You are the bearer of sacrificial offerings. It is from you that the Veda have come into being, and thus it is that you are known as Jataveda. O bearer of sacrificial offerings, please do not cause an obstruction to the sacrifice. Having uttered these words, Madri's son spread kushagrass on the ground. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, in accordance with the prescribed rituals, that tiger man sat down before the advancing fire, before all his frightened and anxious troops. Like the great ocean which does not cross the shoreline, the fire did not cross him. Wow. He'd look great in the movie, wouldn't it? The fire approached Sahadev, god among men, a descendant of the Kuru lineage, and spoke to him in affectionate words. O descendant of the Kuru lineage, arise. I acted thus only to test you. I know all your intentions and those of Dharma's son. O supreme among the Bharata lineage, however, I am bound to protect the city, as long as there are heirs to carry forward King Nila's lineage. O Pandava, however, I will accomplish what you desire in your heart. Then Madri's son arose with a happy heart, bowing his head and joining his hands in salutation. The bull among men worshipped Pavaka. When Pavaka retreated, King Nila arrived and welcomed Sahadev, tiger among men and lord of all warriors. He accepted the homage and made him a tributary. Then Madri's victorious son advanced in a southern direction. He vanquished the immensely energetic Tripuras. The mighty armed one conquered the lord of Potana. With a great deal of effort, the mighty armed one then subjugated Ariti, the king of Surastra, whose preceptor was Kaushika. While in the region of Surastra, the intelligent one sent an ambassador to King Rukmin Bhishmaka of Bojakata, who had great standing, was devoted to Dharma, and was a friend of Indra himself. O king, for the sake of Vasudev, the mighty armed king and his sons happily accepted the suzerainty. Taking a lot of riches, the lord of war went from there to Suparaka and the region named Upakrita, ruled by a clan. The immensely energetic and immensely strong one conquered them and the region of Dandaka. That's the Dandaka forest, right. The immensely wise one conquered and brought under his sway the kings who were born from lecher wombs and live in the islands in the ocean, the man-eating Nishidas and the Karna Pravaranas, those known as the Kalamukas, and who are a cross between men and Rakshasas. All of the Kola Mountains, Murachipatana, the island known as Tamra, Mount Ramaka, and King Timingila. He used messengers to subjugate and obtain tribute from the forest-dwelling men who only had one leg, and the cities of Samyayanti, Pischanda, and Karahataka. Likewise, he used messengers to subjugate and obtain tribute from the Pandya, the Dravidas, the Chodras, the Keralas, the Andhras, the Talavanas, the Kalingas, and the Ushtakanikas, the Antakis, the Romas, and the city of the Greeks. Wow, the Yavanas. O Lord of Kings, Madri's intelligent son then went to Burukacha. He sent envoys to the great-souled Polastya Vibhishana, the conqueror of enemies and one with Dharma in his heart. The conqueror of enemies and one with Dharma in his heart used conciliation, and knowing this to be determined by destiny, the intelligent Lord happily accepted the sovereignty and sent many kinds of riches. Firstly, sandalwood and aloe, and then divine ornaments, expensive garments, and priceless jewels. Then the powerful and intelligent Sahadev returned. He thus subjugated with conciliation and conquest. After making the kings pay tribute, the conqueror of enemies returned. O King Janmejaya, O bull among the Bharata lineage, he handed all of this over to Dharmaraj, and having accomplished his task, lived happily there. Shall I carry on, or do you want to take over, Kanai? Kanai?
Yeah, I'm here. What do you want?
Well, I could. Wait a minute. Okay, no, there's a bit more. I'll just do the bit more. Sorry, it's a chapter. I'll
Yeah,
just finish off. I didn't realize that. Okay, I'll just
yeah,
do that.
yeah. I just thought that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Vaishampayana said, I will now describe the deeds and conquests of Nakula, and how that lord vanquished the region that had once been conquered by Vasudeva. Taking a large army with him, the intelligent one left Kandavaprastha and headed towards the west. The earth trembled with the lion-like roars of his warriors and sounds made by the edges of his chariot wheels. He first marched on the prosperous and beautiful Rohitaka, beloved of Kartikeya. It was rich in cattle, horses, wealth, and grain. There was a great battle there with the Mata Mayuraka warriors. The immensely radiant one then conquered the desert region, the land known as Sharishaka, that was rich in grain. Mahecha and the Shibis, the Trigatas, the Ambashtatas, the Malavas, the five groups of Kapatas, and the Brahmanas known as Madhyamikaya and Vatadhana. Having circled again, the bull among men defeated the clans known as Uts Utsavasimketa, who dwelt in the forest of Pushkara, the immensely powerful Brahmanes who lived on the banks of the Sindhu, the clans of Shudras and Abiras who lived along the Saraswati, all those who live on fish and all those who live in the mountains, the land of the five rivers, the western Pariyatas, the northern Jyotika, the city named Brindaka and Dharabapala. The immensely radiant one defeated them all, and the Harhunas and all the kings who dwelt to the west. Wow, that's kind of Gujarat, Rajasthan, and all over that part, isn't it? Really, somewhere over there. Having brought all this under his rule, the Pandavas sent messengers to Vasudeva, and he and his 10 kingdoms accepted his rule. Then he marched to Shakala, the city of the Madras. Using conciliation, the powerful one made an ally of his maternal uncle, Shalya. O Lord of the earth, the king honored him and was due to a deserving guest. The lord of warriors took a large quantity of riches and departed. He then defeated the extremely fearful Mlechas who lived along the side of the ocean, the Pallavas and the Barbaras. Having conquered all these kings and extracted tribute, Nakula, supreme among men, returned. O great king, such were the riches collected by the great souled one that 10,000 camels carried with difficulty. In Indraprastha, Madri's brave and fortunate son went to Yudhisthira and offered the riches to him. Thus did Nakula, bull among the Bharata lineage, conquer the western regions, protected by Varuna and conquered earlier by Vasudeva.
Okay. Section 24, Rajasuya Parva. This section has 97 shlokas and 3 chapters. This section is about the Rajasuya, or royal sacrifice. 255. Vaishampayana said, protected by Dharmaraj and supported by truth, with all the enemies subjugated, the subjects were always engaged in their respective tasks. Because revenue was collected in the right way and rule was in accordance with the principles of Dharma, the clouds poured forth the desired rain, and the country was swollen in prosperity. Because of the king's deeds, everything prospered, especially the breeding of cattle, agriculture, and trade. O king, dacoits and thieves, and even the king's servants were not heard to speak lies to each other. Yudhishthir was always devoted to Dharma, and during his reign there never were droughts, too much of rain, disease, fires, or loss in consciousness. Other kings only came to him for pleasant tasks, to show respect and offer tribute out of their own volition, and not for any other reason. The accumulation of riches acquired through Dharma became so large that it would have been impossible to spend it in hundreds of years. Having ascertained the size of his granary and treasury, King Kaunteya, Yudhishthira, lord of the earth, mentally decided to perform the sacrifice. Separately and collectively, his well-wishers told him, O Lord, it is time for the sacrifice. Do what is necessary to perform it. While they were speaking in this way, Hari arrived. The ancient Rishi, the soul of the Vedas, visible only to those who know him, supreme among all established things, the origin and dissolution of the universe, the preserver of what was, is, and will be. Keshava, the destroyer of Keshi, the protecting wall of all the Vrishnis, and the one who provides sanctuary in times of distress. Having placed Anakadundubi in charge of his forces, and taking a great deal of riches for Dharmaraj, Madhava, tiger among men, arrived with a large army. He entered that supreme city to the sound of chariots, his wealth adding to the inexhaustible ocean of riches that were already there. With Krishna's arrival, the city of the Bharatas rejoiced, like a place without a sun when the sun arrives, or a place without the wind when the wind arrives. Yudhishthir delightedly met him and offered him homage, that word, in accordance with the prescribed rites. When they had asked about each other's welfare, and he was happily seated, Krishna, was happily seated, that bull among men, Yudhishthir, told Krishna, in the presence of Domya and Dvaipayana, at the forefront of the officiating priests, Bhima, Arjuna, and the twins. Yudhishthir, it will speak now. O Krishna, it is because of you that the entire earth is under my rule. O Varshnaya, it is through your favors that I have obtained great riches. O Madhava, O son of Devaki, as is prescribed, I now wish to devote all this to the welfare of Brahmanas, and the sacrificial fire. O mighty armed Darshaha, with my younger brothers as companions, please grant me permission for you to be instated in the sacrifice. O mighty armed one, O Govinda, O Darshaha, when you have been instated in the sacrifice, I will become free from sin. O Lord, O Krishna, otherwise grant me and my younger brothers permission to undertake this sacrifice. For with your permission, I will be able to perform that supreme sacrifice. After greatly praising his many qualities, Krishna replied, O tiger among kings, You are a universal emperor and can perform the great sacrifice. When you have performed the sacrifice and obtained its fruits, we will accomplish what we desire. Perform the sacrifice you wish. I am always established in your welfare. Appoint me in whatever office you want. I will act in accordance with all your words. Yudhishthir said, O Krishna, O Hrishikesh, when you are willingly present here, it is certain that my resolution will be achieved and my success assured. Having thus obtained Krishna's permission, Pandava and his brothers began to prepare the means for the Rajasuya. Pandava, that's Yudhishthir, destroyer of his enemies, instructed Sahadev, supreme among warriors, and all his advisors. The Brahmanas prescribe articles for this sacrificial ceremony. Let those be collected along with all the utensils and auspicious objects. Let the ingredients Domya mentions be swiftly brought, in due order, as is required. Let the men bring them. In their desire to do that which pleases me, let Indrasen, Vishoka, and Arjun's charioteer Puru be employed to acquire the required food. O supreme among the Kuru lineage, that's Sahadev. Yudhishthir is speaking to Sahadev. Let every object of desire be brought, fragrant and succulent, so that the minds of the Brahmanas are delighted and pleased. As soon as these words were uttered by the great-souled Dharmaraj, Sahadev, supreme among warriors, announced that it had all been done. O king, Dvaipayana then appointed the officiating priests. They were immensely illustrious Brahmins. I never know how to say that, Brahmanas or Brahmins. Well, I'll ask later, who seemed to be personifications of the Vedas themselves. Satyavati's son, which is Dvaipayana or Vedavyasa, himself acted as the Brahmin. Susama, bull among the Dhananjayas, became the chanter of Sama. Yajnavalka or Yagyavalka, supreme among those who are established in the Brahman, became the chief Advaryu. Vasu's son Paila, aided by Domya, became the Hotar. O bull among the Bharata lineage, the groups of sons and disciples of these, all learned in the Vedas and the Vedangas, became assistants to the Hotars. Having invoked the auspicious day and arranging everything according to the rites, they organized the great sacrifice for the gods, in accordance with what is laid down in the sacred texts. Given specific instructions, artisans built large shelters that were filled with jewels and were like the mansions of the gods. Then that king, supreme among kings and supreme among the Kuru lineage, instructed his advisor Sahadev, quickly send swift messengers with invitations. Hearing the king's words, he immediately sent messengers. Invite to the kingdom all the Brahmanas and all the owners of land, all the Vaishyas and all the respected Shudras. Bring them all here. On the Pandavas' instructions, invitations were sent to all the lords of the earth, and more messengers were sent with invitations. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, when the time was right, the Brahmanas instated Kunti's son Yudhishthir in the Rajasuya. O Indra among men, when Dharmaraj Yudhishthir, always devoted to Dharma, was instated, he went to the sacrificial ground, surrounded by thousands of Brahmanas, his brothers, his relatives, his well-wishers, his advisors, and Kshatriyas who had arrived from many countries. Accompanied by his ministers, that best of kings was like Dharma personified. Brahmanas arrived from different directions. They were learned in all the branches of knowledge, the Vedas and the Vedangas. On Dharmaraj's instructions, thousands of artisans constructed separate dwelling places for them and their companions. These had all the qualities and were stocked with food and garments. O king, shown due favours, the Brahmanas lived there, recounting many tales and watching the actors and dancers. A great and unending sound was heard as those great-souled Brahmanas cheerfully ate and spoke, "Give, give, eat, eat." Such were the sounds that were always heard. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, Dharmaraj separately gave hundreds and thousands of cattle, beds, gold, and women. Thus did the sacrifice of the great-souled Pandava begin, the unmatched warrior on earth, as Shakra is in the world of the gods. O bull among the Bharata lineage, then King Yudhisthira sent Pandava Nakula to Hastinapur to bring Bhishma, Drona, Dhritarashtra, Vidura, Kripa, and all the brothers who were attached to Yudhisthira. 256. Vaishampayana said, the victorious Nakula went to Hastinapur, and the Pandava invited Bhishma and Dhritarashtra. Having heard of Dharmaraj's sacrifice and learned about sacrifices, they happily set out. Learned about sacrifices, I suppose. They happily set out with the Brahmanas at the forefront. O bull among men! Others also came in hundreds, content in their hearts and desiring to see Pandava Dharmaraj's Sabha. O descendant of the Bharata lineage! All the kings arrived from all the directions. They brought with them many expensive jewels. O descendant of the Bharata lineage! All of them were welcomed with honor. Dhritarashtra, Bhishma, the greatly intelligent Vidura, all the brothers with Duryodhan at the forefront, all the kings with the preceptor Drona at the forefront, Subala, the king of Gandhara, the immensely strong Shakuni, Achala, Vrishaka, the supreme warrior Karna, Rita, Shalya, the king of the Madras, that's Shalya, the king of the Madras, the Mahabharata Bhalika, Somadatta of the Kuru lineage, Buri, Burishrav, Shala, Ashvatham, Kripa, Drona. Says the footnote here, Drona has already been mentioned once. Jayadrat, the king of Sindhu, Yakyasen and his son, Shalva, the lord of the earth, the greatly famous Bhagadatta, king of Pragyatish, all of the Mlechas who lived along the shores of the ocean, the kings from the mountains, King Brihadbala, Vasudev from Pondra, the king of Vanga, the king of Kalinga, Akarsha, Kuntala, the Vanavasya, the Andrakas, the Dravidas, the Sinhalas, the king of Kashmir, the immensely energetic Kunti Bhoja, the immensely strong Suma, all the other kings and warriors from Balika, Virata and his sons, the Maharata Machela, kings, the sons of kings, the lords of many countries, the immensely valorous Shishupal, invincible in battle, and his son Rama, Balaram, Aniruddha, Babru, Sarana, Gada, Pradumnya, Samba, the valorous Charudeshna, Ulmuka, Nishata, Pradumnya's valorous son, and all the other Vrishnis who were Maharatas. They all went to the Pandavas' sacrifice. Many other kings from the middle regions also went to the great Rajasuya sacrifice of Pandu's son. O king, on Dharmaraj's instructions, dwelling houses were provided to all of them. They had many rooms and were adorned with lakes and trees. There, Dharma's son showed them the best of honors. Having been shown due homage, all the kings went to their assigned dwelling houses, as tall as the peaks of Kailash, beautiful, stocked with every kind of object and surrounded by strongly built and white walls on every side. There were nets of gold, and the floors were paved with precious stones. The stairs were gentle to climb, and there were expensive seats and carpets. They were decorated with wreaths and garlands, and perfumed with the best of aloe. They were white, like a swan's feathers, and could be seen from the distance of a yojana. The doors were wide, permitting easy entry, and were characterized by every quality. They were constructed out of many metals, and looked like the peaks of the Himalayas. After resting there for some time, those lords saw Dharmaraj Yudhisthira surrounded by many sadasyas and donating innumerable gifts. O king, crowded by sadasyas, who are assistant priests, kings, crowded by sadasyas, kings, and great-souled brahmanas, the place looked as beautiful as the vault of the sky, crowded with immortals. 257, and a few minutes until the next parva. Vaishampayana said, having shown homage to his grandfather and preceptor, and having welcomed them, Yudhisthira spoke these words to Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, Drona's son, and Vivimshati, one of Duryodhana's brothers. So Yudhisthira speaks to them. All of you must show me every favor at this sacrifice. All my great riches here are yours. Be kind towards me, without any constraints, and as you desire. The eldest of the Pandavas had already been instated in the sacrifice. Having thus spoken, he immediately appointed each with a suitable office in the sacrifice. Dushasan was put in charge of food and other objects of pleasure. Ashvatam was appointed to the task of tending to the brahmanas. Sanjaya was appointed to the task of welcoming the kings. The immensely wise Bhishma and Drona were in charge of what should be done and what should not be done. The king gave Kripa the task of looking after the gold coins, and jewels, and also the distribution of dakshina. Similarly, he appointed other tigers among men to other tasks. Having been brought there by Nakula, the guests Palika, Dhritarashtra, Somadatta, and Jayadratha enjoyed themselves as if they were the masters. Kshatta Vidura, knowledgeable in every aspect of Dharma, was in charge of the treasury. Duryodhana received all the tribute that was brought. All the worlds assembled there, wishing to see Dharmaraj Pandava's sabha and participate in the supreme fruits. No one came there with a tribute that was less than 1,000. Everyone made Dharmaraj prosper with many jewels. The kings rivaled each other and, donating riches, proudly said, "Let the Kauravya attain the sacrifice with my riches alone." O king, the sacrificial grounds of the great-souled Kunteya were resplendent with dwelling houses, which had chariots in front, guards, soldiers, chariots of the lords of the earth. Kings, Brahmana dwelling houses, mansions constructed like divine chariots and decorated with many colorful jewels. The assembled kings, wealth and prosperity. So that was a list. Yudhisthira seemed to rival the god Varuna in riches. The sacrifice had 6 fires and large amounts of dakshina. Everyone was satisfied with every object of desire. Abundance of grain and plenty of food. It was crowded by well-fed people. A large amount of gifts of jewels were brought to the assembly. Those skilled in the knowledge of mantras offered libations, clarified butter, and oblations at the sacrifice, and gratified the gods and the Maharishis. Like the gods, the Brahmanas were also gratified with gifts, food, and great wealth. All the Varnas were delighted at the sacrifice. That's the end of that section. Should I keep going a bit more? I guess
That's
so.
good. Well, there's Beamer. We'll want to have a go, and got Roger here.
Yeah,
who
looks
will
like
want to have a go.
he's activating. You want to read?
Huh?
Oh, me?
If you'd like. I guess so.
Thank you, Connor. That was very good.
Welcome.
So
You-
I should read?
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
You can
yeah.
if you want.
I was
I can
talking
keep
without my microphone on. Yes, sorry. Please
just
bless us
offering. No,
with your
just offering now.
presentation, Ema.
Yeah.
That was fantastic, Kanai. That was brilliant. But wow, it's just so until you read the complete thing, it doesn't make sense, does it really? The build-up, the complexity, the layers, the immensity of it's just it's Cecil B. DeMille. If only he'd been a Hindu, he could have done you know. I don't know if anybody else has seen Cecil B. DeMille's Ben-Hur and Cleopatra that were done, the sets that they had, and the grandeur and that was so anyway, over to you, Bhima Ji.
Hariom.
Hariom.
Section 25, Agra Biharana Parva. This section has 99 shlokas and 4 chapters. Argha or Arghya is an offering made as a sign of veneration. Abhiharana is the act of fetching or taking. So Abhiharana Parva is about the offering of a gift as a sign of respect and the consequent dispute. Vaishampayana said, at the time of sprinkling of water, all the Brahmanas, oh, by the way, the Brahmana thing, Brahma is the four-headed creator, a Brahmana is a Brahman, and Brahma without any long A is the all-pervasive singularity.
Yeah, that's to address you my question. Is that I've heard people pronounce the words Brahmanas as Brahmins. So I just was curious about that.
Sanskrit Brahmana.
Yeah,
English,
Brahmins.
Brahmins is like an English person's kind of thing that came out, but
Right.
it's Brahmana.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks.
Sure thing. So at the time of sprinkling of water, all the Brahmanas and kings entered the inside of the sacrificial enclosure. The Maharishis with the great soul Narada at the forefront seated themselves at the altar. With the Raja Rishis, they were as radiant as the gods, and the Deva Rishis in Brahma's abode. Those immensely energetic ones performed one rite after another and discussed it amongst themselves. This is the right way. That is not the right way. There is no other way except this. Thus did they speak a lot and argue with each other. Some made weak arguments appear strong. Others cited the sacred texts and make strong arguments appear weak. Some intelligent debaters tore apart the arguments of others, the way hawks fall upon raw pieces of meat thrown in the air. Some among them were great in their vows and knew the stories about dharma and artha. Others were supreme amongst those who had knowledge of the Vedas. Others found delight in recounting tales. The sacrificial altar was surrounded by gods, brahmanas, and maharishis, all with knowledge of the Vedas, and looked as beautiful as the clear sky with its stars. O king, no Shudra or one without any vows was near the inner altar of Yudhishthira's abode. On seeing the prosperity of the prosperous and intelligent Dharmaraja, all the consequences of that sacrifice Narada became satisfied. O Lord of men, on seeing the assembly of all the Kshatriyas, the great sage Narada began to think, O bull among the Bharata lineage. O bull among the Bharata lineage, he remembered the ancient account about the partial incarnations that he had heard in Brahma's abode. O descendant of the Kuru lineage, knowing that this was an assembly of gods, Narada remembered Pundarikaksha Hari. Pundarikaksha Hari, the Lord Narayan, slayer of the enemies of the wise ones and destroyer of cities of the enemies, had himself been born as a Kshatriya to keep his pledge. In ancient times, the creator of beings had himself commanded the gods, "You will regain your own worlds after you have killed one another." Having thus instructed the gods, Shambhu Narayana, the illustrious lord of the universe, was himself born in Yadu's dynasty. Having been born in the lineage of the Andhakas and Rashnis, the supreme one amongst those who extend lineages, shone with supreme prosperity like the moon amongst the stars. Hari's strength of arms was worshipped by Indra with all the gods. He is the destroyer of enemies and had been born in human form. Oh, what can be a greater wonder than this? The self-creator will himself take away all these great and strong Kshatriyas. These were the thoughts of the righteous Narada. He knew that Harinarayana is the God who is worshipped through sacrifices. The intelligent one, supreme amongst those who know Dharma, remained at the great sacrifice of the supremely intelligent Dharmaraja so as to greatly honor him. O king, O descendant of the Bharata lineage, Bhishma then spoke to King Dharmaraja Yudhishthira. Let offerings be made to the kings according to what they deserve. O Yudhishthira, it is said that one's preceptor, one's priest, one's relative, a snataka, a friend, and a king, these are the 6 who are deserving of such offerings. It is also said that when someone comes and stays for more than 1 year, he too becomes deserving. These kings have stayed with us for a very long time. O king, therefore, let an arghya be brought for each of them. Let the first arghya be brought for he who is the most deserving among them. Yudhishthira asked, O grandfather, O descendant of the Kuru lineage, whom do you consider to be the one to whom the first arghya should be presented? Please tell me what is right, O descendant of the Bharata lineage. Through his intelligence, Shantanu's son Bhishma then determined that Varshneya Krishna was the most deserving person on earth. Among all these assembled here, he is the one who blazes with his great energy, strength, and valor like the sun shines among the stars. This sacrificial place is lit up and gladdened by Shri Krishna, like a sunless place with the sun and a windless place with the wind. Having been thus instructed by Bhishma, the powerful Sahadev offered the supreme arghya to Varshneya in accordance with the rites prescribed. Krishna accepted it in accordance with the rites laid down in sacred texts. However, Shishupal could not tolerate this homage shown to Vasudeva. In that assembly, the immensely powerful king of Chedi censured Bhishma and Dharmaraj and then insulted Vasudeva. Shishupal said, O descendant of the Kuru lineage, when so many great-souled lords of the earth are present here, Varshneya does not deserve to be worshipped as if he were a king. O Pandava, this honor shown to Pundarikaksha is not deserving of the great-souled Pandavas. O Pandavas, you are children and do not know the subtleties of Dharma. This son of the river can see little and has transgressed what is proper. Though he knows what is Dharma, Bhishma acts like you out of favoritism and is worthy of censure in the world of honest ones. This man of the Shar is not even a king. You have shown him homage. How does he deserve to be honored foremost among all these kings? O bull amongst the Bharata lineage, you cannot consider Krishna to be the eldest when the aged Vasudeva is here. How can the son be shown homage? How can the son be shown homage first? Or you may consider Vasudeva to be one who always does that which ensures your welfare. But then, when Drupada is here, how can Madhava be thus worshipped? O chief among those of the Kuru lineage, if you consider Krishna to be your preceptor, how can Varshneya be shown homage when Drona is here? O descendant of the Kuru lineage, if you consider Krishna to be the sacrificial priest, how can you show him homage when the Brahmana Dvaipayana is present? O supreme amongst those of the Kuru lineage, Madhusudana is not a sacrificial priest, or a preceptor, or a king. Why have you shown him homage except out of favoritism? O descendant of the Bharata lineage, if you must worship Madhusudana, why do you bring these kings here, so as to insult them? We did not offer tribute to the great soul Konteya out of fear, or out of avarice, or as a result of conciliation. We offered him tribute because he wished to become an emperor in accordance with the dictates of Dharma. Yet he now pays no attention to us. Krishna has not attained any signs of royalty, yet he has offered homage in the midst of this assembly of kings. This is nothing but an insult. The fame of Dharma's son, as someone who has Dharma in his heart, has vanished. Who can offer deserving homage in this way to one who has deviated from Dharma? Born in the lineage of the Vrishnis, he earlier slew a king. Today, the devotion to Dharma has deserted Yudhishthira. His meanness is evident from his offering of Arghya to Krishna. O Madhava, if the Kaunteyas are scared, and if they have become mean as a consequence of their asceticism, surely you could have enlightened them about what kind of honor you deserve. O Janardana, if in their meanness they offered you a homage to that you are not worthy of, why did you accept it? Though undeserving, you set store on this homage. You set great store on this homage? Like a dog that has found an offering of sacrificial ghee and consumes it in private. O Janardhan, this is not only an insult to the Indras among kings. The crews have also brought out your true nature. O Madhusudana, you are not a king, and this royal homage to you is like a wife to the impotent,
Ooh.
or a beautiful sight to the blind.
Whoa.
We have seen what King Yudhishthira is, and we have seen what Bhishma is. We have seen what Vasudeva is. We have seen everything exactly as it is.
Wow.
With these words, Shishupala rose from his supreme seat and went out from the assembly together with all other kings.
Wow.
Vaishampayana said, Then King Yudhishthira rushed after Shishupala and spoke to him in these sweet and conciliatory words. O Lord of the earth, the words that you have spoken are not appropriate. O king, they are in violation of Dharma. They are cruel and serve no purpose. O Lord of the earth, Shantanu's son Bhishma will never err in supreme Dharma, and do not insult him in vain. Look at these many lords of the earth, older than you. They accepted the homage shown to Sri Krishna, and you should also accept it. O Lord of Chedi, Bhishma knows Krishna's true nature, and you yourself do not know it as well as Kauravya does. Bhishma said, Krishna is the oldest in the world. He who does not accept the homage shown to him deserves neither kind words nor conciliation. A Kshatriya who is supreme among warriors and having defeated a Kshatriya in battle sets him free from captivity, becomes his preceptor. In this assembly of kings, I do not see a lord of the earth who has not been defeated in battle through Sattvata's energy. Not only is Achyuta supremely deserving of this homage, he deserves to be worshipped by all the three worlds. Many bulls among Kshatriyas have been defeated by Krishna in battle. The entire universe and everything are established in Varshnaya. Therefore, though there are elders here, we show homage to Krishna and no one else. You should not speak as you did. Your thoughts should not be of that kind. O king, I have attended upon many who are old in knowledge. When they recounted in their assemblies the qualities of Shauri, blessed with all the qualities, I have heard of those many qualities that are greatly revered by the honest. Many are the times when I have heard people talk about the deeds that this intelligent one performed since birth. O king of Chedi, we have not worshipped Janardhan out of caprice, nor have we shown him homage because of our special relationship with him, or because we expect anything from him. He is the source of all happiness on earth. All the honest of the earth honor him. We offered him the homage because we knew of his fame, valor, and victories. There is no one here, however young, who has not been examined. Passing over many who possess qualities and age, we chose Hari as the one deserving of honor. He is the oldest among Brahmanas in knowledge, and among Kshatriyas, he is the greatest in strength. Both these are firm grounds for Govinda to be worshipped. He is the learned in the Vedas and Vedangas, and has infinite strength. Is there anyone else in the world of men who is distinguished as Keshava? In Achyuta can always be found generosity, dexterity, learning, valor, modesty, deeds, supreme intelligence, humility, beauty, steadfastness, satisfaction, and prosperity. Therefore, he has every quality. He is the teacher, father, and preceptor. He is fit to be honored and worthy of worship. Hrishikesha is the officiating priest, the preceptor, the bridegroom, the snataka, the king, and the friend. Therefore, Achyuta has been shown the homage. The worlds owe their origin to Krishna, and in him they are dissolved. It is in Krishna that all beings of this universe are established. He is passive nature. He is the active doer, and he is eternal. He is supreme among all beings, and it is for this reason that Achyuta is the eldest. Intelligence, mind, greatness, wind, energy, water, sky, earth, and the four kinds of beings are all established in Krishna. The sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, the directions, and the intermediate directions are all established in Krishna. Since he does not know that Krishna is always everywhere, this Shishupal is only a child and utters these words. It is only the intelligent man who can see the best of Dharma and act according to Dharma, not this king of Chedi. Who among these great-souled lords of the earth, young or old, does not consider Krishna to be worthy of worship? Who does not show him homage? If Shishupal considers that this homage was undeserving, let him act as he sees fit for this undeserving honor.
Wow.
Vaishampayana said. Having said this, the immensely famous Bhishma became quiet. Then Sahadev uttered these words of great import. If there are any kings here who cannot tolerate the homage I have shown to Keshava, Krishna, of immeasurable valor and slayer of Keshi, I place my foot on the heads of those strong ones. As I utter these words, let him give a fitting reply. Let the intelligent kings accept that he is the teacher, the father, and the preceptor, one who is shown homage. Who should be shown homage and who is deserving of homage? When he displayed his foot, not one among those intelligent, wise, proud, and powerful kings replied. At that, a shower of flowers rained down on Sahadeva's head. An invisible voice exclaimed, "Excellent, excellent!" Attired in black antelope skin, Narada, the foreteller of both the past and the future, the dispeller of all doubts and the knower of all the worlds, approved. All the masses who had been invited there, with Sunita at the forefront, seemed to be angry, and their faces paled. The king spoke of Yudhishthira's statements and the homage offered to Vasudeva. They were disgusted and decided that they had deserved it. Though they were restrained by well-wishers, their forms were angry, and they looked like roaring lions that were dragged away from raw meat. Krishna understood that this ocean of kings, surrounded by waves of soldiers, was getting ready to do battle.
Wow.
Sahadev, God among men, completed the ceremony, worshipping especially the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas who deserved such homage. When Krishna had been shown homage, Sunita, the one who dragged his enemies, spoke to the lords of men. He was angry, and his eyes were extremely copper red. Do you think that I am still the general of your army? Do we stand here ready to fight the assembled Vrishnis and Pandavas? When he had thus inspired all the kings, the bull amongst the Chedis consulted with the kings about disrupting the sacrifice.
Wow.
You want to have a go, Brad? Should Brad have a go now? Mathura? Mathura.
Oh, wait a minute. I think that Beamer should just carry on because it's just. I think I think what's going on really suits the delivery you're giving. If you don't
Okay,
mind me
but
saying
Roger
that.
is waiting here to have a go as
Oh,
well.
okay. But could you carry on just for a
You can
minute
wait
here?
a bit more.
It's just you're on a roll, and I'm completely into your delivery at the moment. It's a bit maybe a bit
I'm
like this.
hypnotized. Okay.
No,
Very
please,
well.
I am hypnotized as well. So
Just stop me anytime, anyone. That's fine.
yeah. Okay, just keep going, man.
Okay, section 26. Shishupala Vadha Parva. All right. This section has 191 shlokas and 6 chapters. Since Vadha means killing, this section is about the killing of Shishupal. Vaishampayana said, on seeing that ocean of kings angrily agitated like the sea, Yudhishthira spoke to the old Bhishma, best among those who were intelligent and the grandfather of the Kurus. It was like the greatly energetic Puruhuta speaking to Brihaspati. This great ocean of kings is agitated with anger. Oh, grandfather, tell me what I should do now. Oh, grandfather, tell me now in detail and completely what I must do to prevent an obstruction to the sacrifice so that the welfare of the subjects is ensured. When Dharmaraj Yudhishthira, knowledgeable in Dharma, uttered these words, Bhishma, the grandfather of the Kurus, thus spoke to him. O tiger amongst the Kuru lineage, do not be frightened. What can a dog kill a lion? I have already chosen a path that is auspicious and in conformity with good policy. All these rulers of the earth bark like a pack of dogs around a sleeping lion. O son, like dogs angrily barking before a lion, they stand before the sleeping lion of the Vrishni lineage. As long as the lion Achyuta is asleep, this bull among Chedis, like a lion himself, makes those others seem like lions. O best of kings, O son, Shishupal has limited sense. Though he is the soul, though he who is the soul of everything, he desires to take all these kings to Yama's abode. O descendant of Bharta's lineage, it is certain that Adhokshaja will take away Shishupal's energy. O Kunteya, O supreme among intelligent ones, you will be fortunate. The intelligence of the king of Chedi and that of all these kings has gone astray. Whomever that tiger among men wishes to take, his intelligence goes as astray as that of the king of Chedi. O Yudhishthira, Madhava is the creator and the destroyer of the 4 kinds of beings that exist in the 3 worlds. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, having heard these words, the king of Chedi replied to Bhishma in a harsh tone. Shishupal said, you are old and you defiled your lineage. You try to frighten all these kings with your threats. Are you not ashamed? You are supreme among all the Kurus, but since you live in the 3rd state, it is but appropriate that you should offer advice that runs counter to Dharma. O Bhishma, with you at the forefront, it is but natural that the Kauravas should like to be a boat tied to a boat, or like a blind man following the blind.
Whoa.
You have once again injured our minds by specially recounting this one's deeds, such as the killing of Putana and so on. O Bhishma, you are arrogant and stupid. If you wish to praise Keshava, why does your tongue not splinter into 100 parts? O Bhishma, you are supposed to be old in wisdom, yet you wish to praise a cowherd. His evil repute is recounted by those who are like children among men. O Bhishma, if he killed a vulture when he was a child, what is extraordinary? Ashva and Vrishabha weren't killed in the art of war. O Bhishma, what is extraordinary if he kicked down an inanimate wooden cart with his foot? O Bhishma, it is my view that there was nothing remarkable in the holding up of Govardhan mountain for a week. It was nothing but an anthill. O Bhishma, when we hear from you that he ate great quantities of food while sporting on a mountaintop, we are astonished even more. You are knowledgeable in dharma. What can be more extraordinary than killing the greatly strong Kamsa, whose food he had partaken? O Bhishma, wretch of the Kuru lineage, you do not know dharma. I will now tell you the words of the righteous ones, since you do not seem to have heard them.
Whoa.
O Bhishma, righteous, honest, and virtuous ones have always instructed us that in this world one should not use weapons against women, cattle, brahmanas, those whose food has been partaken, and those who seek refuge. It seems all this has been wasted on you. You speak to me about Keshava, praising him as old in wisdom, old and superior. O supreme among the Kuru lineage, do I not know anything? O Bhishma, how does the killer of a cow and the killer of a woman deserve praise. He is foremost among all intelligent ones. He is the Lord of this universe. Hearing these words of yours, Janardhan believes them to be true. But it is certain that all this is false. Even if a recanter sings praises many times, those praises aren't praise for the recanter. Like Bulingas and the vultures, every being acts according to its nature. There is no doubt that your nature is vile. The Pandavas think Krishna deserves worship. They must also be evil. You show them the path. You speak of dharma, but though you know about dharma, you have strayed from that path. O Bhishma, which learned one, with dharma in his heart and supreme among all learned ones, will act as you have, ignoring the precepts of dharma? O Bhishma, if you think you know dharma and think yourself to be wise and intelligent, why did you abduct the maiden Amba? She desired someone else. Your brother Vichitravirya followed the path indicated by the righteous ones. That king did not accept the maiden you had abducted. He is the one on whose wives others had to beget children. You believe yourself to be wise, but in your sight others fathered offspring. That is not the path of the righteous. O Bhishma, where is your dharma? Your brahmacharya is in vain. There is no doubt that you uphold it as a result of delusion or impotency. I do not see you as one who knows dharma. I do not see you prospering. You have not served the old or those who speak of dharma. Offerings, alms, studying, and sacrifices characterized by a lot of dakshina, these are not worth a 16th of what is obtained through a son. O Bhishma, whatever is obtained through many vows and fasts certainly goes in vain if one does not have a son. You do not have offspring. You are old. You utter false words in the name of dharma. Like the swan in the story, you will now be killed by your own relatives. O Bhishma, learned men in ancient times told this story. So that you can hear, I will now recount it completely. In ancient times, an old swan lived near the ocean. He always spoke of dharma and instructed the birds. But his conduct was otherwise. Practice dharma and avoid evil. These were the words the bird heard from that expounder of dharma. O Bhishma, for the sake of dharma, the other birds brought him food, creatures that lived in the sea. O Bhishma, those birds also left all their eggs with him and then roamed in the waters of the sea. But the evil one ate all those eggs. The swan was always attentive to his own interests, while the others were negligent. He ate all the eggs of others. When the number of eggs declined, an extremely intelligent one was suspicious and kept a watch on him. Having witnessed the swan's evil act, the bird was extremely unhappy and spoke about it to all the other birds. O descendant of the Kuru lineage, those birds assembled. When they witnessed it themselves, they killed the untruthful swan. O Bhishma, since your conduct is like that of the swan, these angry lords of the earth will kill you, like the birds killed the swan. O Bhishma, O descendant of the Bharata lineage, men who know the ancient tales sing a song about this. I will repeat it for you exactly. One who rides on the chariot of wings, your act of eating the eggs contradicts your words. You will be killed in anger because your soul shows your falsehood. Shishupal said, I held in great esteem the immensely strong King Jarasandha. He did not wish to fight with this one, saying that he was no more than a servant. Who will regard as praiseworthy the act of killing Jarasandha, undertaken by Keshava together with Bhimasena and Arjuna, entering through a way that was no gate and disguised as a Brahmana? Krishna saw the influence of the wise Jarasandha. Since he knew the nature of the Brahmana and was himself devoted to Dharma, he first offered the evil one water to wash his feet, but it was refused. O descendant of the Kuru lineage, Jarasandha invited Krishna, Bhima, and Dhananjaya to partake of food, but Krishna acted in a contrary way. You fool! If this one is the Lord of the universe, as you think him to be, why did he not consider himself to be a Brahmana? What is amazing to me is that though you make the Pandavas veer away from the path of truth, yet they regard you as a righteous one. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, or perhaps it is not strange that you, old and like a woman, are regarded as their guide in all matters. Vaishampayana said, when he heard these long words, harsh and spoken harshly, the powerful Bhimasena, supreme amongst those who are strong, was angered. His eyes were naturally large like lotuses. Because of anger, they became dilated and copper red. All the kings saw him knit his brows in three furrows, like the three-coursed Ganga on the three peaks of his forehead. They saw his face, teeth gnashed in anger, like destiny about to consume all beings at the end of a yuga. The strong-minded one was about to swiftly arise, but the strong-armed Bhishma restrained him, like Ishvara checking Mahasena. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, Bhima was soon pacified by Bhishma. The teacher calmed his anger with various words. That destroyer of enemies could not transgress Bhishma's words, like the ocean never crossed the shoreline, even though it was swollen after rains. O Lord of men, though Bhimasen was angry with Shishupal, that brave one did not tremble and remained steadfast in his manliness. Though that destroyer of enemies kept jumping up, he did not even think about him, like a lion ignoring small deer. On seeing Bhimasen terrible in valor thus angered, the powerful king of Chedi uttered words of jest. O Bhishma, let him go. Let all those lords of men watch him consumed by my power, like moths before a flame. On hearing these words of the king of Chedi, Bhishma, superior amongst those of the Kuru lineage and supreme amongst those who are intelligent, spoke these words to Bhima. Shall I stop there?
Yeah, I think Braja, are you there? Yes, he is there. That was wow. This is high fucking drama, isn't it, man? I mean,
That
I've
was
got the
very good.
paper.
Thank you very
It's
much,
it,
Bhima
it's
Karma.
incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, the I
You
had
have to
the
tell us where we
poster,
are now. What
the
chapter?
Ravi Varma poster with Shishupal sitting there, and but now I had no idea of the complexity. So fantastic. Well, take it away, Braja.
Where am I reading from?
265, page 175.
Okay. Um, Bhishma said, this one was born in the royal lineage of Chedi, with 3 eyes and 4 arms. As soon as he was born, he screamed and brayed like an ass. His father and mother and their relatives were struck with fear on seeing his malformed body and resolved to abandon him. The hearts of the king, his wife, his advisors, and his priests were befuddled with anxiety. However, a disembodied voice spoke. O king, this son that has been born will be fortunate and supreme in strength. Therefore, do not be scared of him. Carefully tend to the child. O Lord of men, his death will not be at your hands. The time has not yet come. The one who will bring about his death with weapons has also been born. On hearing these invisible words, the mother became anxious as a result of affection for her son and said, with hands joined in salutation, I bow down before the one who has uttered these words about my son. Please let him speak some more. I wish to know who will bring about my son's death. At that, the invisible voice spoke again. There is one on whose lap this child will be placed, whereupon the extra arms will fall down on the ground like 5-headed snakes, and the third eye on the forehead will disappear. He will be the slayer. On hearing of the 3 eyes and 4 arms and the invisible words, all the kings on earth came to see him. The Lord of the earth showed them homage as they arrived, in accordance with what they deserved, and placed the son separately on each king's lap, one after another. But though the child ascended thousands of laps, what had been said did not come to pass. Then the Yadavas, Sankarshana and Janardhan went to the capital of the Chedi kingdom to see the Yadavi, who was their father's sister. Shishupal's father was married to a princess from the Yadava clan. Rama and Keshava honored every king in accordance with rank and superiority, inquired about everyone's welfare, and seated themselves. After the two warriors had been shown homage, the queen herself placed her son on Damodar's lap, with a pleasure that was more than usual. As soon as the child was placed on his lap, the extra arms fell off, and the eye of the forehead sank. On seeing this, she was miserable and frightened and prayed to Krishna for a boon. O Krishna, O mighty armed one, I am afflicted with fear. Please grant me a boon. You provide relief to everyone who is oppressed. You are the refuge of everyone who is frightened. Do not be afraid, Janardana. Janardana told his father's sister. O aunt, what boon will I give you? What shall I do? I will obey your words, be it possible or impossible. At these words, she told Krishna, the son of the Yadu lineage, O immensely strong one, please pardon Shishupal's transgressions. Krishna replied, O aunt, I will pardon 100 offenses of your son, even if they are offenses that deserve death. Therefore do not grieve, O brave one. Such is this evil king Shishupal, evil in intelligence, insolent because of Govinda's boon. He can now challenge you. 266. Bhishma said, the Chedi king's intention of challenging Achyuta is not his own. There is no doubt that Krishna, Lord of the universe, determined this. O Bhimasena, what king on earth dares abuse me now, as this defiler of his lineage has done, had it not been for incitement by destiny? O mighty armed one, it is certain that he is but a small part of Hari's energy, and the greatly famous Hari wishes to reclaim it. O tiger among the Kuru lineage, it is for this reason that the evil-minded king of Chedi roars like a tiger without thinking about all of us. Vaishampayana said, having heard these words of Bhishma, the Chedi could not tolerate them and again spoke to Bhishma in anger. Shishupal said, O Bhishma, let our enemies possess the influence that Keshava possesses. Since it is so meager. You always arise and praise him like a bard. O Bhishma, if your mind finds pleasure in praising others, then praise the real kings, living out Janardana. Praise Dharada of Balika, supreme among kings. When he was born, he tore the earth asunder. O Bhishma, praise this Karna. He is the wielder of a mighty bow. He equals a thousand-eyed one in strength and is the ruler of Vanga and Anga. O Bhishma, always praise Drona and Droni, Drona's son, Ashwatthama. The father and son are Maharatas, supreme among Brahmanas, and worthy of praise. O Bhishma, it is my view that if either of them is enraged, he can annihilate the earth with all its mobile and immobile objects. O Bhishma, I do not see a lord of man who is Drona's equal in battle, or that of Ashwatthama's. Why don't you wish to praise them? O Bhishma, since your mind is always fixed on praising, why don't you praise Shalya and the other rulers of earth? O king, but what can I do if you fail to heed the old ones? You have not heard what they, knowledgeable in Dharma, said in ancient times. There are four things that must not be done: self-censure, worship of oneself, censure of others, and worship of others. These are not done by those who follow proper conduct. O Bhishma, if in your continual delusion you praise Keshava out of devotion towards him, no one will approve. How can you establish the entire universe in his evil-minded protector of earths? Boja's servant. Kansa's servant. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, or perhaps your devotion is not a natural one. Have I not mentioned the Bulinga bird earlier? O Bhishma, the Bulinga bird lives on the other side of the Himalayas. What it spoke was always devoid of meaning. Do not act out of extreme courage, was what it always said, but in folly it always acted out of extreme courage. O Bhishma, that foolish bird used to pick out pieces of flesh that stuck between the teeth of a feeding lion. O Bhishma, there is no doubt that the bird's life was dependent on the lion's pleasure. You are bathed in what is not dharma and always speak like it. O Bhishma, there is no doubt that you live at the pleasure of these lords of earth. There is no one like you engaged in deeds that the worlds abhor. Vaishampayana said, O king, having heard these bitter words of the king of Chedi, Bhishma uttered these words so that the king of Chedi could hear. I truly live at the pleasure of these lords of the earth. I, who do not consider these kings as equal to even straw. Hearing these words of Bhishma, the kings became angry. Some of them trembled, and others censured Bhishma. On hearing Bhishma's words, some mighty archers exclaimed, Though old, this Bhishma is insolent and sinful. He deserves no pardon. Let all the angry kings assemble together and kill the evil-minded Bhishma like an animal, or burn him in a fire made of straw. Hearing these words, the intelligent Bhishma, the grandfather of the Kurus, spoke thus to the Lord of the earth. O Lords of the earth, I do not see an end to these words, since there will be more words. Therefore, all of you listen to me. Whether you kill me like an animal or burn me in a fire made out of straw, I place this foot of mine on all your heads. Govinda Achyuta is here. We have offered him worship. If anyone's mind propels him towards death, let him challenge in battle Madhava Krishna, the wielder of the bow and the club, until he is brought down and his body merges with that of the god. 267. Vaishampayana said, On hearing these words of Bhishma, the immensely valorous king of Chedi desired to fight with Vasudeva and spoke to Vasudeva. O Janardhan, I am challenging you to battle. Come and fight with me until I have killed you, along with all the Pandavas. O Krishna, together with you the Pandavas also deserve to be killed, since they have passed over the kings and worshipped you, who is not a king. O Krishna, it is my view that I must kill them. The evil-minded ones have acted like children and have offered homage to an undeserving one who is a slave and not a king. Having uttered these words, that tiger among kings stood up and roared in anger. Having heard these words in the presence of all the kings and the Pandavas, Krishna replied in a soft voice, O kings, this son of a lady of the Satvata lineage is a great enemy of the Satvata clan. Though we have never done him harm, the cruel-minded one always seeks to injure us. O kings, hearing that we had gone to the city of Jyotisha, this cruel one came and burnt down Dwarka, though he is my father's sister's son. When the royal ones from Bhoja were sporting themselves on Mount Revataka, he killed and captured all of them and took them to his own city. With certain evil in his heart, he wished to obstruct my father's sacrifice and stole the horse of the Ashwamedha, though it was surrounded by guards. The famous Babru's wife to be was traveling to the Sovira region to be married, but out of delusion and desire he abducted her. He was cruelly disposed toward his maternal uncle, the ascetic Karusha, and used his powers of Maya to abduct Bhadra of Vishala. For the sake of my father's sister, I have borne a great deal of unhappiness. However, it is fortunate that this is happening before all these kings. You are now witness to the malevolence he bears towards me. Know also the deeds that he has performed secretly. I can no longer pardon his offense today. He deserves to be killed only because of his insolence in front of this assembly of kings. Desiring a speedy death, this fool once offered himself to Rukmini, but the fool did not obtain her, the way a Shudra cannot hear the Vedas. Having heard these words of Vasudev, all the assembled kings began to censure the king of Chedi. Having heard these words, the powerful Shishupal burst into laughter and uttered these scornful words. O Krishna, are you not ashamed to recount this, especially before all these kings? Rukmini was mine first. O Madhusudan, no self-respecting man but you will admit before respectable ones that his wife has been someone else's first. O Krishna, pardon me, whether you pardon me or whether you show me respect, whether you bear friendship or enmity towards me, what can you possibly do to me? When he was talking in this way, the illustrious Madhusudan, the destroyer of his enemies, angrily sliced off his head with the chakra. The mighty armed one fell down like a mountain struck by the Vajra. The kings saw a terrible energy rise up from the body of the Cheri king. O great king, it was like the sun rising in the sky. O Lord of men, that energy then paid homage to the lotus-eyed Krishna, worshipped by the worlds, and entered his body. On seeing the energy enter the mighty armed ones, supreme among all beings, all of the lords of the earth thought that this was extraordinary. When the Chedi was killed by Krishna, the cloudless sky poured forth rain. The earth trembled, and blazing lightning struck. Some of those lords of the earth did not speak a word. At the time when these indescribable things were happening, they looked on at Janardana. Some angrily rubbed one hand with the tip of another. Others bit their lips, losing their senses in anger. But there were other kings who privately praised Vashneya. Some were angry, others were in the middle. The Maharishis were delighted and went to Keshava and praised him. So did the great souled Brahmanas and the immensely powerful kings. Pandava then instructed his brothers to perform the funeral rite for the brave lord of the earth who had been Damagosha's son. The brothers followed these instructions. Then Partha, with all the other lords of the earth, instated his son in the kingdom of Cheri. O king, then occurred the sacrifice of the king of the Kurus and brought prosperity to everyone and joy to the young with an abundance of opulence. With great quantities of riches and grain, large amounts of food and eatables, auspicious in its beginnings, and with the obstructions to peace removed, it was protected by Keshava. Until the great sacrifice of Rajasuya was completed, the mighty armed Janardhan, the Lord Shori, the wielder of the Sharanga, chakra, and club, guarded it. On completion, after Dharmaraj Yudhishthir had bathed, all the Kshatriya kings came to him and uttered these words: O Ajamida, O one who is knowledgeable in Dharma, your prosperity has been extended. You have obtained sovereignty. Your fame has been extended. O Indra among kings, with this deed you have accomplished a great act of Dharma, for Dharma. O tiger among men, we crave your leave. We have been shown homage in every way we desire. We now wish to return to our own kingdoms. Please grant us leave. On hearing these words of the kings, Dharmaraj Yudhishthir worshipped each king as he deserved and told all his brothers, all these kings have assembled here out of their own pleasure. These scorcher of enemies are now leaving for their own kingdoms and are seeking my permission. O fortunate ones, conduct these kings to the end of our kingdom. The Pandavas were always followers of Dharma. Hearing their brothers' instructions, they followed each principal king as each one deserved. O king, the powerful Drishtadyumna quickly conducted Virata, the Maharata Dhananjaya, the great-souled Yagyasena, the immensely strong Bhimasena, Bhishma, and Dhritarashtra, the great warrior Sahadeva, the brave Drona and his son, Nakula, Subala and his son, and the sons of Draupadi and Subhadra, the kings of the mountains. Other bulls among the Kshatriyas conducted other Kshatriyas, and worshipped properly all the Brahmanas departed. O bull among the Bharata lineage, on the departure of all the lords among kings and the Brahmanas, the powerful Vasudev spoke to Yudhishthir. O son of the Kuru lineage, I seek your leave to go to Dwarka. Through good fortune you have achieved the Rajasuya, supreme among sacrifices. Having been thus addressed, Dharmaraj told Madhusudan, O Govinda, it is through your favor that I have achieved the supreme sacrifice. Through your grace, all the Kshatriyas have come under my sway and have attended upon me, bringing rich tributes. O brave one, without you, we will find no pleasure. But of course, you must go to the city of Dwaravati. Having been thus addressed, the greatly famous Hari, with the righteous Yudhishthira with him, went to Prita and affectionately said, O father, sisters, your sons have now obtained sovereignty and have obtained success and great riches. You should be pleased. Please grant me leave so that I can return to Dwarka. Keshava then bade farewell to Subhadra and Draupadi. Then, accompanied by Yudhishthir, he came out of the inner quarters. O great king, after he had bathed and prayed and the Brahmanas had blessed him, Daruka yoked the beautifully constructed chariot that looked like a cloud and came. It had the great Garuda on the banner. The great soul Pundarik then circumambulated it and ascending departed for the city of Dwaravati. The fortunate Dharmaraj Yudhishthir, accompanied by his brothers, followed the immensely strong Vasudeva on foot. Then Pundarikaksha. It says Pundariksha. Is it supposed to be Pundarikaksha? Yeah, Pundarikaksha. Hari stopped the supreme chariot for a moment and spoke to Yudhishthir, Kunti's son. O Lord of the earth, always remain steadfast in protecting your subjects, just as the god of rain protects all beings and the large tree protects all birds. May you be the refuge of your relatives, like the thousand-eyed one is of the immortals. After conversing with each other, Krishna and the Pandavas took each other's leave and went to their houses. O king, when Krishna, supreme among the Sattvatas, had left for Dwaravati,
Low battery, please charge.
When Krishna, supreme among the Sattvatas, had left for Dwaravati, only Duryodhana and Sobhala, Shakuni, bulls among men, remained in that celestial Shava. Should we stop here then?
Is that a new section?
Yeah, new section.
Might as well.
9 o'clock. I think we can stop here.
Mathura's
Mathuraji.
spacing out again.